What's up everybody, it is Jay here. This is going to be a really rough video about testosterone, but it will be interesting, so you should definitely watch it. I'm talking about testosterone because I'm 10 and a half months on T, woo, and I haven't made a video about testosterone since I was 6 months on T. And that's because I'm inconsistent and I'm lazy also. And for another reason that I will discuss later in this video. A brief summary of the changes since then. My voice has gotten significantly deeper, however, I would still like it to go a little bit deeper in terms of my musicalness. I like music. If you've been following this channel a while, or if you know me in real life, you know that already, that I do sing, and I've been doing singing lessons for 3 years now. But my singing voice still exists. It's not dead, and it's just different, and it takes getting used to. Definitely, if you are a singer and you plan on going on T, you do need to be prepared to put some time into getting used to your new voice and discovering like the differences, and definitely consider the lower dose. I was on a lower dose than average, and so my voice change has been a lot slower. I think that's really benefited me because it means that I don't have this sudden drop in voice and like the sudden change that can lead to losing your voice. What else? In terms of singing as well, I previously it wasn't that I if I tried to hit a high note that I couldn't reach, I just wouldn't make a sound, right? Now I make this kind of dead cat noise, like a dying, starving, harassed cat, and it's really depressing. But it's a good thing, really. Moving onwards, hair everywhere, legs particularly. Don't know why legs seem to be the hairiest body part, but they are. Particularly ankles. I don't really understand the logistics of hair as of yet, but they're kind of funny, honestly. Hair in general is just everywhere except my face for some strange reason. I do shave, but I don't really need to. I really, really don't need to. But I do it anyway because my parents got me a razor for Christmas last year, and I might as well use it. The only other thing that I would say significant is gains in strength. Just muscles in general. My definition of muscles is better than it used to be. I definitely feel stronger whenever I go to the gym. I always once I started on T, I did feel stronger, and I definitely feel like I developed muscle quicker when I was in the gym once I got on T. And the only other thing to talk about is the lower regions and the whole the monthly visitor kind of topic. And honestly, I was never a particularly consistent person before testosterone, so it wasn't surprising that it's not particularly consistent now either, but it's still more consistent than it should be. And that leads me nicely into my next point. Those of you who don't already know, and to be honest, it's probably not many of you, the history of me being on T is that I was on Testogel originally. I took a sachet of Testogel every 3 days for a month. I took one every 2 days for a month. I took one every day for 2.5 months. And that was a very slow, gradual introduction to testosterone to make sure that my body had no dramatic negative effects, because that's just what my doctor likes to do. And then I went back to him at 4.5 months. I got swapped to Sustanon, which is an injection every 4 weeks. And bringing me up to now, I've had my testosterone dose upped. The reason for that is when I went back after my 4 months of Testogel, my testosterone levels were below the average range for a guy my age, and that concerned me. But because I'd only been on T for 4ish months, it made sense, and that was okay. I swapped to Sustanon, and then when I went back most recently after my swap to Sustanon, I went back and they were saying that my testosterone level had increased, but it wasn't in the range for a 17-year-old, and even in the range of a 16-year-old, it was still very low. So I convinced them to let me increase my dose. So instead of getting my Sustanon injection every 4 weeks, I get it every 3 weeks now instead. Granted, I haven't had my first 3-weekly shot yet, as in I've had the first shot, but I hadn't had one after 3 weeks yet. That's next week, I think. The reason particularly that I want to up my dose is because I felt that I had a lot of aspects of changes that were either slow or not really there. And that was uncomfortable for me, and it put me at odds with other trans guys my age and other trans guys in my situation, because for me, before I was on T, I constantly felt, and I still do often feel, like at odds with cis guys of my own age because I look out of place. For example, there was a picture taken of my engineering class for the junior cert where it was me and all these guys that were in my class, and I just look so out of place in that image. And that's probably what would be like the definition of why I needed to go on T, because I felt like I looked so out of place in that image and I didn't want to look out of place in that image. But in the situation that I'm in now, where my changes are really slow, I find that I even find myself feeling out of place with trans guys because like trans guys who are on T are getting more changes quicker than me in less time, and that's like it's annoying for me because it's just you want these things to live up to your expectations, and when they don't, it can be annoying. But I think that it's important to make this video because a lot of the time people on YouTube who post about testosterone, their stories are very, idealistic. They're very perfect. They go on testosterone and that's that. They go on T and it's perfect, and they get changes really quickly and they pass and all that kind of thing. And granted, I passed before I went on T, but I passed as like a 12-year-old. And for me, like, I think it's good to put this video out there and to talk about the fact that my dose was too low and that my testosterone levels were too low, because there are surely other people in that situation other than just me and that have had this same experience and need to feel like they haven't been the only one, and they haven't been the only individual who's had this kind of experience whereby you've felt like testosterone has kind of let you down. But overall, testosterone is amazing and I love it, and I'm really glad that, like, my doctor was okay with me, like, increasing my dose. I'm really happy with that. I'm really happy with having started fifth year now. I feel like a lot of my classes are really interesting, and even things that I felt were going badly kind of ended up turning out well anyway. In regards to, like, getting a shitty teacher, having an immediate negative reaction, and then realizing they weren't really that bad in the end. Um, I do need to get better at being consistent at the gym and stuff like that. But and yeah,
I had to cut out the original ending to this video. Some weird glitchy thing happened. It sounded like somebody was trying to remix me saying thank you. Thank you for watching. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel if you want to, and please comment anything you want, relevant or irrelevant, because there isn't really anything relevant that you could comment here. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.